Good morning, everyone. We're going to make applesauce muffins. I'm at my client's and this is Cooking with Gigi. I'm going to start off with I'm actually doubling the recipe, but I'm going to tell you what a single recipe would be. So we're going to start with a stick of butter, softened. I'm putting that into my bowl. It's a little bit harder here to do my videos because it's hard to have you see me and see, it's hard to see the bowl, but we're gonna figure out a way to do this. So I have my 2 sticks because I'm doubling the recipe of softened butter in my bowl. Now I'm going to add, and I'm just gonna tell you the exact recipe actually. So we're gonna add 1 cup of sugar, granulated sugar. And I'm going to take a mixer and I'm going to mix that all up until it's incorporated. My client told me that she had canned some applesauce back a couple years ago and that they need to use it up, and wanted to know what would be something we could make, and I suggested either eat the applesauce or we could make some applesauce cupcakes or cakes. So we're making applesauce muffins. I want to get this all creamy. I have my butter and sugar creamed up really nicely, and now I'm going to add my eggs. I'm going to use 4 eggs because I'm doubling it. Normally it's 2. And you need to cream them in 1 egg at a time. So I'm going to sit here and do this until all 4 of my eggs are in my batter. Okay, so I have added my flour, my salt, and my baking powder into this sifter, and I'm sifting that. So since I'm doubling the recipe, I did add a teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and 3.5 cups of flour. Keep in mind, if you don't want 24 of these muffins, you're gonna cut that in half. But I am sifting this. So I'll get that done. Okay, so now I'm gonna add my applesauce, and this is homemade applesauce that was canned. And so we're trying to use some of this good, yummy stuff up that they've canned here. So I'm going to take my mixer and I'm going to blend that in thoroughly. So I've mixed that all up. My applesauce is all mixed in with my batter. Now I'm going to fold in the flour mixture that I just finished sifting. I'm just going to fold it in, and we're not gonna, go too crazy with the stirring. We're just gonna fold it in. Once we get this folded in, I am gonna spray my muffin tins with Pam. I'm not gonna use the papers. I don't know, I just never seem to have them on hand, and so I just spray my tins very well so that they will come out easily. Okay, so I do have the batter all mixed up, and it is thick, and it is recommended to use an ice cream scoop, but if you don't have that, just use a regular spoon and try to get it as evenly dispersed as you can. Of course, I've made the double batch, so we're gonna be doing 24 of these, so I'm just kind of guessing right now. When I get them all dipped out, I can kind of tell where I need to add some more. Applesauce muffins, that's what we're making. All right, so I'm gonna work on this, and we'll be putting them in the oven in just a couple of minutes. Okay, so we are ready to put the muffins in the oven. I have the oven set at 350, and it takes 15 minutes to bake these. So I'll be putting these in the oven and be back with you in a minute. Okay, so now I am making a cinnamon sugar topping to put onto the muffins. I have made these before and they are quite delicious. So I have added 1 cup of sugar, keeping in mind half of a recipe would be a half a cup. And I'm adding 1 teaspoon of cinnamon to the sugar. Double checking that to make sure that's right. Yes, normally it's a half a teaspoon, so I'm going to go with a whole teaspoon here. In with the sugar. I'm going to mix that all up. I have been melting my butter, so my butter is pretty well melted in here in this little melting pot. I'm going to pour my butter into this green bowl. And we're going to dip the muffins into the butter, and then we're going to add them to this cinnamon sugar and roll them around, and then they will be completed. Okay, the muffins are all out of the oven. These have been cooling for about 5 minutes. You're supposed to let them cool about 5 minutes before you start dipping them in the butter and rolling them in the cinnamon and sugar. They popped out of the pan so nicely. So here is my muffin, and I'm just gonna go ahead and dip it in some butter, my melted butter, let it drip off a little bit. And then I'm gonna dump it in the sugar and just sprinkle the sugar around, kind of roll it around in there. And putting our muffin in the sugar. So now I'm gonna place that over here. I'll get me another muffin. They feel pretty light and moist. I think they're gonna be nice. I'm rolling that in the butter, dumping it in the sugar. Just gonna roll it around a little bit in that cinnamon sugar. Yummy. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing this till I get them all done. Okay, everyone, here we are. We have our applesauce cinnamon muffins all made. I've rolled them in butter and then rolled them in the cinnamon sugar. I made a double batch. So here they are. Okay, so here we are with our finished muffin, and I'm gonna have Christy, she's a friend of mine that's here helping today. Do you wanna take a half of it and we'll each taste it and see what we think, okay?
This is good.
Wow.
Very good.
I have cinnamon and sugar.
Yeah.
Put a little butter on if you want, but it's not necessary. It's pretty,
You don't need
it's
anything.
actually pretty moist. Here, I'm gonna tear this in half where I didn't bite on it. Here you go, Lynn.
Thank you.
Lynn lives here. She's the one that wanted these applesauce muffins.
Oh my God.
Pretty good.
Different and good.
All right, cooking with Gigi. I think it's another successful recipe. Have a great day, everyone.